I wanted to first of all take a little bit of time to just sort of plant my feet and figure out where the organization was at so that I can figure out where, in my vision, I wanted to take it. So that first year, or probably the first couple of years, I really looked at as a transitional year. I was fortunate that for Tyrone, for one of the years that Tyrone was the artistic director, I was his associate. So I was able to work beside him and get a clearer idea of what his ideas and visions for the company were. And so when I became the artistic director, I wanted to keep moving in that direction, but also to explore a few other avenues. Tyrone, when we would have conversations, he made it pretty clear that he's not a fan of musical theater, for one thing, and I kind of am, and there's a lot of, well, at least a few musicals, black musicals that tell our stories that I'm really interested in, and so that's something that I want to pursue at some point in the next few years as we approach the 50th anniversary of the company. And there's just also some other playwrights whose work that I wanted to make sure that we had done. When Tyrone was the artistic director for the Discovery series, he did a staged reading of Harlem Duet by Janet Sears, which is one of my favorite plays. And so the first main stage that I programmed was Harlem Duet. I think we were very similar in terms of our appreciation for Janet's work, and he did it as a Discovery series, rather. And I figured it was high time that Harlem Duet have a professional production in Montreal, so that's the first thing I did. And then a few other things. You know, it's really important to me to help assist emerging artists in their careers, but also if they're making a transition. For example, Omari Newton, who's an actor who's worked with us several times, and we love him, but he decided that he wanted to start writing, and so he wrote a play that we produced in 2013, Sal Capone, The Lamentable Tragedy of. And so that was a nice feather in my cap, for lack of a better way of putting it, because I wanted Omari to have success as a playwright here in Montreal, since this is his hometown. So I'm very proud of the fact that Black Theatre Workshop was the company to first produce his new play, and it was a little bit of a risk for us. It was dubbed the hip-hop show, which could have been, in some ways, some people were afraid that it might alienate a lot of our long-term audience, but I think we had the exact opposite effect. I think maybe that might have been the initial response, but when people actually came to the show and they saw the quality of the work that we were doing, and they saw the story that Omari was trying really hard to communicate about the younger generation, I think they saw the value in that, and so it ended up being one of our most successful shows ever, which was really great. As I look towards the future of Black Theatre Workshop, I want to keep doing what we're doing and just to sort of expand on that. One of the main things for me was that I wanted to put Black Theatre Workshop a little bit more on a national stage. When I worked as an actor outside of Montreal or outside of Quebec, I realized that people weren't as familiar with Black Theatre Workshop as we kind of thought that they were here. And I wanted to change that. I wanted to put Black Theatre Workshop on the national map. And so we were able to do that because Sal Capone was a co-production with a company out in Vancouver, Urban Ink Productions. And I want to continue doing that. We just had a wonderful collaboration with the Centaur Theatre and the National Arts Centre in Ottawa on The Adventures of a Black Girl in Search of God by Janet Sears. And that was really great for us. It was really rewarding to know that Jillian Kiley, the artistic director, came to Black Theatre Workshop. She wanted to do Adventures of a Black Girl in Search of God, and she approached us because she wanted us to be a part of that storytelling. And that was really great because the story could have been done without us, but it was important to her that a black company be a part of the storytelling of this very black story, and she chose us. And that put us on a national stage, so we're very, very happy with that success, and I'm looking forward to more collaborations with our colleagues across the country.